on. Yeah, I feel all hot and bothered.
Lex is all flustered now.
I'm flustered.
Yeah.
It's we're getting weather changing so much here at the moment in the old Isle of Britain. It's gone from like minuses to not minuses in like a day. It's gone from needing fires on and woolly socks to shorts around the house.
Yeah, it's roasting at the moment. It's very hot in here.
In the house, suddenly got hot because I can't keep up with the changing weather systems. I don't have time to go around the house switching all the stupid dials around.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just being sweat. We're a sweaty podcast. Episode number 6.
Yeah, number 6.
Number
just
6, the sweaty podcast. Well, welcome back to everyone who's been listening. Thank you all very much for tuning in once again to The Rambles. That is myself, Lex Griffin, on Instagram and YouTube as Lex Fitness. Accompanying me is
Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis.
Instagram, black_country_barbell.
YouTube, barefoot commando.
What?
Yeah. That's what we were discussing before.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, how you could make extra money on the side whilst your gym shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided. Lou hasn't said no.
Well, no, I didn't say
no.
no.
I said you can make an OnlyFans for just your feet.
Yeah.
So therefore you wouldn't be doing anything sexual that Emma could get mad at you for.
Yeah.
But you just like have rice pudding rubbed on your feet, some weird stuff like, I don't know, put carrots between your toes.
That sounds
There's got to be a market for that.
Yeah, definitely. That's literally just reminding me of something you're saying. Like,
if that's reminding you of something, I don't want to ever eat your cooking.
It's something about like something not sexual that Emma shouldn't be mad at me for, but did get mad at me for, but kind of is sexual.
Are you going to get told off for doing this?
No, it's all right. It's nothing bad.
I do not want the wrath of Emma.
Okay, so like,
she's basically smarter than both of us put together, so we will not win.
Oh, I know. It's terrifying. Try living with her. So, have you ever been to Isle of Man? There's more to this. There's more to this story. Actually, I need to set the scene. So I was working away. I was young. It's the first time I'd ever been to Isle of Man. I think I was like 18 or 19.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Not crazy.
Yeah. No, young. I was working, and I was working away there, and we were working on a bank. I'm not going to say what bank it was, but the manager of the bank was really happy with the work that we've been doing, and he kept coming out to us throughout the day.
When you say working on the bank, do you mean as in digging underneath one to get into it?
No, we weren't, unfortunately. We were working out the front of the bank. And the manager, he was a really nice guy. He was like, kept coming out saying, like, oh, looking great. It was really nice just to hear good things about your work anyway. And then he was like, oh, after, like, I'll go and take you out for a beer. And I was like, fair enough, that's a little bit odd.
Beer in a hip, no.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I
feel that's where this story
me
is
and my
going.
gaffer, it doesn't.
Oh.
Me and my gaffer were a bit like, he's a bit enthusiastic.
Keen.
And then like some of the other staff kept coming out and they were all really fed up with him. And apparently what had happened is he'd gone through this divorce and then he'd become a lad again at like 50.
Oh, no.
And then he was like trying to get everyone out and he'd gone through all the staff and all the staff didn't want to go out with him. And then he was just like, all right, a couple of random geezers. Oh, you can go out with me. Go on then.
A bit of lads time.
Yeah, and like me and my boss, we'd have the odd beer, but we weren't like big drinkers. But we were like, yeah, okay, we'll go out. And anyway, we went out. And he started telling us, because the laws in Isle of Man are different, the gambling laws. And he was telling me about this, like, the casinos that they have there. And he was like, and they're like proper Vegas casinos. And me at like 19 was like, oh my God, I need to go and see this because I'd like love to go to Vegas. And yeah, I got this like whole like Vegas casino thing that he was telling me about. And then anyway, we're in this bar having a drink with him. We're there for like, we had 2 maybe, and in that time the bar got rammed, and then 2 random girls approached me while in there, and then what happened was basically they were doing a photo shoot for Red Cross, and one of the models didn't turn up for one of the days, so they'd gone to this busy bar to try and find a guy who they wanted to use. So firstly I was like, I'm the best looking geezer in this bar.
You were the best looking man in the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
What you're saying is anybody in the Isle of Man is not as good looking as you.
Exactly, just throwing that one out there, but whatever.
Insulted them. Is it a country? Isle of Man? What is it?
It's not a country.
It's an
but
island, isn't it? It's part of the British Isles.
Yeah, but they have their own... because they don't pay their tax is different and stuff like that. They have loads of businesses.
You don't pay anything over $100,000 or something.
Their tax laws are way better.
They're capped up. Yeah. That's why you get loads of like entrepreneurial wonder bars living over there to tax haven.
Yeah,
play to them. And there's no speed limits, and tons of motorbikes turn up every year.
Yes.
Anyway, so you're the best looking bloke in Isle of Man.
Damn right.
2 women approach you from the Red Cross.
So then, and I was like,
both 80 years old.
They were like, I don't know, they were in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Didn't like, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. But I was like, I'm coming back though. I want to go to this Vegas casino. And then I was like, we walked out the bar, and then we were walking down because they were like, oh, it's just literally like 5 minutes down the road. So we started walking, and I was still in my work. Like I had my Snickers work trousers on and
so
boots.
you're in a bar. 2 women approach you and tell you they want you to go on a modelling shoot.
Yeah.
And then tell you to follow them just down the road.
Yeah.
It's just happens to be down
this
the road.
sounds so bad
At
when you
no
say
point did you think, this is weird.
I was just like, I'll just punch him if I have to. Like if I'm like, they were small. I was like, if they try anything, what's the worst that can happen? Like I'm just gonna like, you know, I'll survive this situation. I didn't really think there was anything
So
bad.
you're following 2 girls to an alleyway down the street.
It wasn't an alleyway. It was like it was a relatively busy road. And anyway, as we were walking down there, I was just like, oh, I've just thought, like, I'm in my work gear. Like, what? Like, is it all right that I'm in work clothes? And they're like, oh no, it's a nude shoot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
I saw it in your face.
well, it was a bit of a surprise, but I was like, okay, well, I'm halfway down the road now, so let's carry on with this. For some reason, I thought that was okay.
How ballsy were you at like 18 to 19? Do you just think, yeah, let's rock up, no worries.
Yeah, like
Confidence in the general.
I just, to be fair, I just did anything that was like presented to me. To be honest, so I don't know, I never thought much through. So yeah, I was like, all right, fuck it, let's carry on. So had the shoot. They were meant to send me a copy, but they never did, unfortunately.
Was it a creepy bloke with glasses and balding hair that photographed you?
No, it was there was the one girl who was one of the girls that pulled me out of the bar, and then another girl who was running the calendar, and then there was like a very large older woman who ran the shop.
At any point,
it was in a Red Cross shop.
At any point, did you hear this? Bow chicka bow wow, chicka bow, chicka bow bow, chicka chicka bow bow.
I didn't.
Chicka bow bow, chicka chicka down down. You're looking hot over there, Mr. Lewis. Bow bow, chicka chicka bow
Someone needed
bow.
me to fix some pipes.
I've got broken pipes. Chow chicka bow, chicka bow bow.
Well, that unfortunately that didn't happen. Actually, fortunately that didn't happen.
Chicka boom.
And I was like, okay, got it done. They never sent me this over, so if anyone can find that.
10 years ago, Isle of Man, Red Cross calendar.
Yeah.
Lewis. Will they have had your last name? Because nobody in the world can say it.
I don't know.
Lewis Majid.
Yeah,
Majid?
I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I don't know whether they ever used it or not, but they never sent it me. So.
Somebody please find it.
So yeah, if someone can find it,
find it.
like I wanted to have that. And the thing was, I was like, right, I'm gonna have to speak to Emma. I'm gonna have to fucking tell her what I've just done. Because after I did it, I was like, fuck, I probably should have.
Think of that story. Yeah. So what happened was, I met 2 girls in the bar. What? Yeah. No, it gets worse. Then I followed them out the bar on my own. You went on your own. So no, it's I was just on my own. Okay. Yeah. Carry on, Lewis. I'm sure. Yeah. And then all that happened was, it was for charity. It's for charity. Really? Yeah. Yeah. And then I went to just an abandoned house, where I took all my clothes off.
An abandoned shop, actually.
An abandoned shop, even there. I took all my clothes off and got pictures of my penis taken. Yeah. It's got in the calendar, so it's all right.
Mm.
Sure it is.
Mm. The penis was covered.
Did you get I'll speak to you when you get home.
Yeah, it was one of them moments.
That's the worst.
I don't even know. She might have just hung up on me, you know?
Oh, that's even better. Because then you're like, oh, I'm really in trouble.
Yeah.
Now I'm really in it.
Yeah, so then I realized, fuck, I fucked up here. I was like, well, at least I've got this Vegas casino to look forward to. So I was like, went back to the bar, found that they had like another drink at this point, and he was like, right, okay, we're going to go over to this Vegas casino. And he took us over there. And, like, now picture, bearing in mind, this has been built up the whole day, picture the shittiest arcade...
With the 2p coin slots.
Yes, with like 2 pool tables.
I love them.
No bar. It was like, you know, when a bar, it's like you can get
bottles.
bottles.
You went to Man and expected there to be well, to be fair,
I didn't know.
It raised your expectations with the free nudie shoot that you were dragged straight onto.
Yeah, Isle of Man's a crazy place.
Let's be honest, after that, everything was downhill. Nothing was going to compare to the nudie shoot.
No. But he said a Vegas-like casino with all the slot machines.
He's only ever watched Vegas on the TV. And it's like a 1950s TV that's only in black and white and only tunes by going.
I was beyond gutted, and I got there and I ordered 1 beer, which they didn't have on tap. You had to have bottles, so they just had like. And I was just
like, no beer. I thought that was always a bit better in a bottle now.
Like you're gonna want a pint on tap, yeah. And it was literally just like a Beck's on tap, so like a cheap lager.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was like a fucking working man's club. Basically, it wasn't big. There was no neon lights. I was like, motherfucker, sold me on
There
this.
ain't no strippers. Midget being tossed at a target.
Yeah, and then the next day we were back working, and I was just pissed off finishing his fucking job, and I was like, I'm fucking leaving. I don't care about your shit, so.
So he stole £2,000 from the bank vault and disappeared back to the UK.
Yeah, so that was my first experience in Isle of Man. But other than that, it's quite a cool place.
Right, yeah,
it's all right.
How did we get onto that?
It was because it was stuff that Oh, you were talking about selling images of my feet.
Oh yeah, that
was like stuff that I would get in trouble with. But to be honest, I get in trouble with that all the time for doing stupid shit.
We had a casino at I went to Newcastle University. Mm-hmm. Don't you know?
Ooh,
Red brick, sir. Yeah, that's what I did. Studied biology. For those that don't know, No. I used that degree to basically study drinking. Yeah. Actually, I wasn't that much of a drinker. I went out a lot, but I can't handle my booze that well. I'm a bit better now. Yeah. But not when it's triple vodkas for £1.50.
Talking of drinking, should we pour these
bad boys? Okay, let's do that before the ice has completely melted. Yeah. So as we all know, we either drink a rum or a... Should we do the intro? Here we go. It's alcohol time. Yeah, we always drink a rum or a whiskey at the moment. It tends to be our things. We had a scotch. And we let you know what it's like. And this week's is... And it's probably one that some people have actually had. This is a Jack Daniels, but it's Gentleman Jack. So it's like the upper kind of end of their...
It's in a very refined upper-class bottle.
It is. It does. It looks like it could go well with a Chesterfield leather sofa. Mm-hmm. It's 40%, so I'm expecting this one to be a little bit hot. A little bit of heat on that swallow. It's a double mellowed Tennessee whiskey. So we are actually drinking a whiskey. I think it's the first whiskey we've drunk because the other one was technically a scotch. Yeah, and the others have been rums, difference, and some of them were ridiculous. So there's no. Here's the downside. Can you hear this? For those not watching on YouTube, that's a twisty bottle top. Yeah, twisty top, no cork to pop. Yeah. So
but don't worry. I'll make the pop sound.
So here we go. This is the it's Gentleman Jack. It doesn't say much about it, to be honest. There's no label on the back. It just says Gentleman Jack on the front, which I kind of like. It's kind of like, you don't know who we are. Yeah.
You don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
You've already bought me.
Got a gold. Yeah, look at my golden deliciousness. I'm a bit mysterious.
I think everyone knows the Jack Daniel story anyway, or like they kind of tell a bit of the Jack JD story.
I think from what I remember, it told me more on the
and the box.
The box.
Oh, it came in a nice box.
Yeah, it's poured. The Jack Daniels, I do. This is pretty cool. They pour it through. They drip it through, like smoked coals or rocks or something. Yeah. They drip it through over time, and then it like filters its way through and gathers all the flavors as it goes along. Mm-hmm. It's either wood or rocks or
tasty rocks.
Small little people. Yeah. Like
little people in boxes.
Little elves and fairies. And it just gathers their scents as it goes past. So we'll see.
This is the bodily fluids of little people.
Oh, God.
Condensed.
That went bad fast. I don't want to drink it now. No, I do. Okay, let's do the pouring noise. This is always satisfying. Oh, there's no glug whatsoever. Oh my God, I went big. That's because there's no glug.
Try the bottle sideways. Or I'll try the bottle
sideways. So I went, that's good. Anyway, so we've got our ice in there. Going to let that sit, get down to temperature. Let that ice just melt its way in there, and then we'll have a little sipperoo with that. Today, we were going to go into having a little chat about subject matters that have been bothering people and people getting in touch with me. But a big thing, I think we've covered it a lot, is people in lockdown getting a little bit down and out and a little bit bummed out. I do have a little thing to say, considering we've already covered this in some of the other podcasts, so I don't really want to cover it all again. We've done the little wins thing, which is very cool. We did that.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed you've been doing a lot as well, and you've been making like a conscious effort to post about that on your social media.
Definitely helps, like those little things. And plus, just like, you're getting dressed, doing all that stuff makes you feel better. Oh, so I did have this to say. Here's one for you. Yeah, I did a post the other day, just on my stories, I think it was. Like, I got dressed, did all my hair, like, did my skin, my beard, everything like that, to go nowhere. Because it's lockdown. There's nowhere to go. Yeah. Can't go anywhere. Where am I going to go? Sainsbury's. Bored of that already. Don't want to go to the shops. And it's not even fun anymore. Yeah. I'm back to home deliveries for that. So, my reasoning was, and I figured this out, you wander around the house all day. You got mirrors in your house. You see your face.
At your ugly ass face.
You see your face. We're on social media all the time. Selfies, looking at it. why not make that little appearance something nice rather than looking at it and going, ugh, you look rough.
Yeah, so when you open up your camera and it's actually accidentally
Looks
front-facing.
all right.
Yeah, instead of just seeing an ugly thumb, you're just like, oh, it's a slightly less ugly thumb.
Yeah, you don't throw your phone at the wall, scream demon.
Or throw it directly onto your
phone. Go and hide in a cupboard, yeah. Yeah, and that was it. Like, one, getting dressed and doing that is nice because you're wearing fresh clothes, you feel good because you're wearing stuff you like. I'm assuming you buy stuff you like, you don't buy clothes you hate.
Well,
and then obviously, you see yourself more than you think. Subconsciously, you're going to be picking up on that ugh feeling if you look shit or feel shit.
Yeah, you look good, you feel good, don't you? And like most of the time, it does definitely have an impact. It is. I think we've mentioned this before, where it said like when you get a fresh haircut and you feel
you said that
you feel good when you get your fresh haircut. It's like even if that's the only thing that's changed, you just feel better because you're looking slightly better and you are like you want a good day, isn't it?
Your edges are a little less rough.
Yeah,
and I think so. The more you can make those edges a little rough during your day, you'll feel better about yourself. And the better you feel about yourself, the more energy you're going to have, the more productive you're going to be. It's a little win, a little thing that will go quite a way. So yeah, if you're slabbing around, I was going for
if you're doing the slabs,
if you're doing the garden in the patio,
probably don't get dressed up to do your slabbing.
Then you can keep it. But if you're slobbing around in your old holy underpants with your comfy tracky bottoms on.
Oh, it's like that meme I sent you the other day. Do you remember that meme? There's a picture. It's Tobey Maguire from the first Spider-Man when
where his face is up, the mask's all ripped.
It's all the suits like ripped, but it's like it was a behind-the-scenes photo. So he's there like smiling at somebody with all like this ripped Spider-Man suit, and it's just like how my underwear looks at me when I order more supplements.
Yeah, and then I said, and I think this is a valuable thing, ladies, you don't understand the comfort that is in one of those holy pants. Yeah. They're holy for two reasons. Yeah. One, they got actual holes in them.
Yeah.
But two, they've been blessed.
Yeah.
They've been blessed with the ultimate comfort.
Yeah.
And we don't want those holy pants thrown in the bin without being told about it.
No, we don't.
No, we save those holy pants for slobby Sundays.
Yeah. And you made a good point saying that we still have more material on our holy pants than girls who do on their brand new intact pants.
That's what. Yeah. On our bear that in mind, ladies. When you cuss us out for having the holy pants on, that are usually a mustard colour or something inappropriate, that you have less material in your thongs than we still have on our holy pants.
Yeah.
So step off.
Yeah, exactly.
Put the pants back in the drawer.
There is probably one occasion where holy pants don't work, and I am guilty of this on several occasions in the past. When I had in the summer, it was hot, and I had some work trousers that had a large hole in the crotch.
So your trousers are already crotchy.
Yeah, so there's no crotch in my trousers, or because they just wore away. I've got fat thighs that rub together. So like work trousers, I wear them every day, so they do get battered. I get like a year out of my Snickers. So the crotch is gone, and I hadn't picked up some new ones because I was like, I'm kind of enjoying the breeze. And the crotch also has gone in my boxers. So when I'm up the ladders, I'm just telling my mates, like, you probably aren't going to want to look here. You're not going to want to look up. It's like, pass everything to me, but, like, avert your eyes.
I can see plums. Not the good kind.
Yeah, so that's probably the exception. So if you got a hole in your trousers, have some pants that are intact.
You can't. That's like doing double denim.
Yeah, you can't double up.
You can't double up on the holies.
No.
You can't double up on the holies.
So
yeah.
Word of warning.
Also, ladies, just in case you get mad and start wearing the giant pants, we appreciate the lack of material pants.
Yeah.
Don't by any means just
we weren't saying that as a negative.
No, we were just saying it as an argument to keep our holy pants.
Yeah, smaller the better, less the better. Don't bother with them.
Yeah. So there we go. That's a little helpful hint. Honestly, just make the effort. And what else? The question this week was about my beard. I'm going to do a quick beard thing, right? It's real easy. If you want to grow a beard, one, stop shaving. It's like number one goal. Yeah, top tip. Not many people know this, but if you don't shave the hair off, it gets longer.
If you don't get rid of it, it stays there.
Yeah, it does indeed. Yeah. And then don't also message me that you've got a 2-week-old beard and it's getting itchy. Because I don't care.
That's literally just what happens, isn't it?
Moisturise your face, bro.
Yeah.
Wash your face, bro. Put something on it. Why are you messaging me that your face is itchy? Go do something. What is wrong? If your medical kit is a picture of me, like you open up your Medibox and there's a picture of me,
you need a new one.
You need help.
Yeah. Would you message Lex if any other like body parts were itching.
If anything else is itching, no, don't start doing that. Don't start doing that. Lex, my left nut's itchy.
Yeah.
What have I done? I don't know. Who have you done?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question.
But yeah, just right. So really easy. If you're going to have a beard, it's going to take some work. For starters, like anything.
Patience.
Yeah, it doesn't just grow. Like everyone's like, how's your beard look so nice? I put effort in. Every morning I wake up, I show you pictures on my Insta story that it doesn't look great. In fact, it looks the opposite of great. It looks like a waterfall that doesn't want to be a waterfall anymore and is trying to go back up and be a river.
Yeah.
It's a bendy waterfall. Yeah, bendy waterfall. Yeah. Metaphor that nobody's ever used before in the world ever.
Well, that's the reason why I got rid of my beard, because I'm a very low maintenance person, and then the fact that the beard looked like it was trying to escape off my face every morning, I was just like,
it's going to take effort. So if you want to grow a beard, live in the fact it's going to take effort. Also, bro, if you're growing a beard and you're telling me that mine takes too much effort, your beard looks shit. Because I'm guaranteed if you're not doing anything with it, it looks like a hairy mess on your face, and that's why you're hanging around in a room full of only other bros. Yeah. Because the dudes with the shaped beards are with the girls in the bar. Oh, it's a stinger. Take it. No, I'm telling you, stop letting it grow outwards and upwards and wherever the fuck it wants. Doesn't look good. No. It doesn't look good, and you're giving beards a bad name. Quit it.
Put some effort in.
Yes.
I think that's it. There's the misconception of like beards are super manly and they don't have to you grow your beard out and you're just a man, you don't do anything. But actually it's definitely more work than just like
it's
having
like,
a shave.
Do you get up and do nothing with your hair every day?
Yeah.
Because if you do, like I'm sure people do, you don't look good.
Yeah. By that logic, having a shaved head is more work than
dude, shave it. When I had a shaved head, I had to get it cut every 4 days to keep it like lined up and tight. Yeah, it was a nightmare. Yeah, because otherwise, like if it didn't look super tight, it just looked scruffy. Yeah. And when we lacked sunshine, as we often do in the UK, I go quite white. Like I tan easy, but I also I'm pretty white when I go like no tan. I get pasty. Look like a refugee. Yeah. Look like a refugee. So not the best thing. So there you go. Yeah, anything that you want to make it look nice, it's going to take effort. Now listen, write this down. Get a notepad. Here's what you're going to need: hairdryer, brush. Wide tooth comb brush and some beard oil, and that's it. That's all you need. But you're going to have to blow dry your beard, make it train it, just like you should be doing with your hair. And if you're not doing that with your hair or your beard, there's 2 new things you've learned today that are going to make you look instantly better. It's not girly to have a hairdryer. It's 2021.
Yeah. Well, no judgment.
Don't smell like bum and have nicer hair and beard faces. Yeah, lovely.
I think that's aspirations for everyone.
Inspirations. That's cool. Should we have a look at some of the questions we got through today? So as always, we ask you guys some questiones. Well, we ask you to ask us questions, literally of anything, because we enjoy them, and they usually send us off on fun tangents.
Yeah, normally we answer like one, and then start talking about something completely unrelated.
Oh, no, that's what we wanted you to do. Before we do that, so now we have this rolling. Lose round here. Every Friday, it's boys' night, Friday night. Friday. So we have decided we want to go on a marathon. Is it 90s action
like 80s
film?
And 90s.
80s and 90s action film marathons. We want your best 80s and 90s action movies for us to watch.
Yeah.
Now, I suggested we start with the worst first, like the best worst. Like, because they're so
it's
bad,
such a
they're
fine
great.
barrier of like best and worst are almost the same, and everywhere in the middle is dead.
Yes, it is. You either have to be truly awful, so bad that you're great, or it has to be a genuinely good action film. So I said, well, there's probably going to be way worse than this, but for me, as in like good bad, Under Siege, Steven Seagal, and you can watch. I said we should pretty much watch all of Steven Seagal up until he starts getting fat, because when he starts getting fat, these films get rubbish.
I haven't watched that many old Steven Seagal films. Like, what was that one I was telling you about before? Was it Half Past Dead? With Ja Rule?
Dead, yeah.
Who thought that was Ja Rule and Steven Seagal?
Let's get Steven Seagal, fat Steven Seagal, cheese eating Steven Seagal, who can no longer kick above knee height. Yeah. And then we'll get a dude who's 4 foot nothing. Yeah. And pretend like he can punch people over cars. Yeah. No, sir. Yeah. No. And they had wire work in it, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember. Yeah, it was diabolically bad. Yeah. That was the big... And I'm pretty sure that was meant to be his blockbuster movie. Yeah. Because Seagal was like... Under Siege did really well. And then nothing else after that did much. And also, have you ever noticed Steven Seagal is always of an native Indian descent? Yeah. In all his movies. And he is not native Indian in any way, shape, or form.
He went through a black phase as well, apparently, where he was like... He was pretending to be black, but
really,
yeah,
apparently,
it was like.
Have you seen the show where he is legitimately a sheriff and they film him and he goes around to people's houses solving crimes or dealing with actual call-outs on police call-outs?
Wow.
No. Oh my God, that's real.
Yeah.
He's an actual, fully, like, badged up sheriff and he just goes into people's houses and people are like, oh shit, Steven Seagal. And he's like, yeah, how you doing? But he goes into any Chinese person's home that he might go into, he just like bows and does, and they're like, dude, I'm American. Like, hey,
just generalizing.
Just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He's like, no, you have that face. I do this movement.
Yeah.
Yes, you have this skin. I do. I go, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally
that's
how he functions.
Like.
That's his levels. He's amazing.
He's a very interesting character. I don't know whether I could handle back-to-back Steven Seagal. Like, because how many are there going to be?
At least 8.
I was going to say there's like
8.
Yeah, somewhere around that, like 8, 10.
There's one where he fights a voodoo guy, which is really good. But the thing with Seagal is he's different to the action guys. He snaps bones. He does short, sharp, vicious movements.
Yeah.
So you like kind of believed, you're like, oh yeah, anyone could do that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And his stuff was a bit legit until he went a bit of keto with all these like swingy things. But the snappy stuff and movements,
he's
like
a big geezer as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
like,
big dude.
He's a big guy.
Big dude. Oh, apparently as well, when he was the police dude, he used to go and train police officers how to fight, but he was fat, Steven Seagal, like orca fat,
like not able to move,
like couldn't kick. So he'd go like walking. Apparently, he'd be like, so at this point now, he used to kick him in the chest.
Yeah,
and lift his foot like 2 inches off the floor. And they go, stab him in the throat and boom. Now
I saw stuff now that like in any of his recent films, he refuses to stand up in any scene.
Dude, he doesn't even do the action shots anymore.
He'll only be in a scene if he's allowed to be sat down.
It's just so good. It's so good. I think we have to go skinny Seagal, skip medium Seagal, and go straight to fat Seagal.
Yeah,
because then you're going from like good bad to just terrible.
If we like look at that rate of progression, if you looked at like young Steven Seagal in his prime, Sylvester Stallone in his prime, and then we'll like skip forward. And it's like how times have changed. Steven Seagal, I'm not standing up for any scenes.
I refuse.
Yeah, and Sylvester Stallone, like 70 years old, still doing his own stunts and looking shredded and
legend.
A big growth hormone monster, but looking amazing.
I know, he is the advert for it, isn't he?
I know, mate.
Wicked.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Please, if you're on YouTube, in the comment section, let us know. If there's comment sections wherever you're doing it, let us know. Wherever they are, we'll try and find them.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, just randomly with no context, just message Lex, just random film names.
Yeah, go on there and I'll screenshot them and put them on the story later for you all to start context. Joining in with us.
Or if you've already got a list, just send like 10 over.
If you have a list of 80s and 90s action films ready to fire out at any moment, this is your chance.
Yeah,
they've been waiting for this for about 10 years.
Someone's got a stack of VHS. They're going to go up into their loft and they're going to get all these VHSs out and they're like, oh, there we go.
Yes, the VHS.
Perfect
there you
opportunity.
Go. So yeah, that's what we wanted to do before we do the questions. Now let's try and do the questions without shutting the camera down. We've had a good we're technical geniuses, really.
Oh man, we are so good with technology.
Lewis, when we started before, when we tested the microphones, didn't realise the microphone was muted.
Yes.
So we threw a mini hissy fit as to why the software wasn't working.
Yeah. Well, I muted it because we were getting a feedback thing where it screeches, and I did that to stop it doing it. But then I forgot that I turned it off, and then we started recording. And it was only a test, though. It wasn't the actual podcast. We haven't fucked up the actual podcast for a little while.
No,
we had a little blip earlier, but it was fine. You won't even notice. I just
realised I can't go on the internet whilst I'm filming from the phone because it uses its own Wi-Fi.
Oh, fabulous!
So obviously I'm now not connected to the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't check it either, can you? No. So I'm going to have to switch. So I'm switching. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that silly camera. God, I need to hack it. If anybody knows how to hack these Canon cameras safely to be able to make them record past 30-minute time, hook me up. Let me know. I'll have a bash doing it because it's super annoying. Right. So I think what questions we're going to go from last week's or this week's? This week's. Let's go.
Yeah, get this week's. Let's face it, we aren't going to get through them, are we?
We try. We do our best. I think we do okay. But a lot of you guys do have some very long-winded questions. When you do send a question, try and send it like a bit specific. Don't just be like, how do I do this? And then make it one thing that has about 800 different variables.
Yeah. Narrow it down, make it specific to you. Explain, obviously there's a bit of a limit in terms of the amount of wording you can put on there, but like try and give us some context. Yes. Sometimes it is a bit challenging, isn't it?
Message-related insights are unavailable now due to privacy rules in Europe. What?
Oh, you can't see your responses?
Oh, no, there we go. It was a little tab at the top.
It was
Found
another
you.
technical fault.
Apparently we can't see who's done what, but we can still read your messages. Here we go. Let me send you some sweets. Yes. Brilliant.
Go for it.
I will message you after. We love sweets. We will nibble them on here.
Yeah.
Lovely. But yeah, should we take sweets from outside? We trust you. Right, we're just going to trust you. I'm going to trust you.
I'll let you have one first.
Not to do a road trip, the film road trip. If you've seen it, you'll know
Do
what
they
I mean.
manufacture sweets, or is this just a person?
I think so.
I've got some sweets.
He's called,
Do you want a sweetie?
well, it's. I don't know.
He's
going
going to pull up out the front.
Name.
He's going to pull up out the front. I've got sweets
got
and
sweets.
puppies in the van if you want to go.
Puppies.
That's what
Oh dear. No question. Just a big thank you for making me giggle and laugh a lot. You're very welcome. Well, I'm glad we do that.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. We can carry on doing what we're doing that makes you do that. No worries. What's the hardest thing you've ever done? That's a good one. Hardest thing you've ever done. Mm-hmm. Ooh, God. In what context? Do we just do general?
Yeah, keep it general.
Do you know what I'm going to need to think this through?
I know what mine is.
Sip of whiskey. I'm going to need a sip of whiskey to think it through. So we're going to try this whilst I think, and you can say yours. Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Oh, it's there. Right. A sip. You sip. I'll keep talking whilst you sip. Oh, it smells good. Oh, what can I smell? Ooh. I think I always want to smell honey, so I do. Or can I actually smell honey?
That's
we
nice.
don't know what we're supposed to be smelling because it tells us nothing.
It's not very. There's no heat to that. That's
Really?
that's quite mild actually. There's something like peaty or like very green about it.
Oh my God, that is zero burn. Oh wow.
That's nice.
Oh, that is really good.
Okay, I'm going to get into my what the most difficult thing for me was opening the gym. To be honest, like that, there was so much. I went from a point of having zero knowledge about.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So you went from not doing any business schooling, not doing anything to do with running your own business. Let's just start there.
No.
So this was just you and your passion for wanting to do something.
Yeah, so there was like how I'm not going to go too much into depth with it
because it would be here for an hour.
Yeah, but like on a short scale, read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Talked about ways of creating financial security. There was lots of different things that it spoke about, but one of the main ways was talking about how starting a business is, and working for yourself or having people work for you is a very good way to long term have more financial security. Knew nothing about business, so then started getting books on business, started thinking about what businesses would be feasible and what I'm passionate about, and then that kind of, I realised I love training, and I've always wanted to make a gym, but I always thought when I was young, it's something I'll do when I'm like 50,
Yeah.
when I've got money behind me and I'm like already settled, not actually using that as a means to make money, for whatever reason, just because I was uneducated.
I honestly don't think many people understand how expensive it is to start a gym and the commitment it is. Yeah. Like, because people would always ask me, are you going to open your own gym? Yeah. I had literally no. Yeah. Because I knew so many of the guys where I trained, they were like local little, like gyms. So I knew in detail how much they put into these things, building them, because I was, I knew them as friends. I was just,
It's a massive expense, and the time and the effort and the learning, and that didn't stop once we opened. Fuck me, like I'm 3 years in now and I'm still learning. But by far that's been the most challenging thing for me. Like, it's there's been days like in the past where it's just been so fucking hard. And like,
I think that's true with any business, is those days when you really doubt whether you made the right decision.
Yeah, there was like, before it even happened, there was so many times where I was like, I don't even know whether to give up on it, because it was years of planning and saving money, because I don't have like an investor or anything like that. There's no like, it's it
was
quite
like over
simple.
2 years prior you thought of it, was it?
Well, it was altogether, it was longer. There was about 2 years of conscious like business plan building and this, that and the other, but there was probably a loose plan for about a year and a half before that. Yeah. So like a good
3.5 years.
Yeah, a good 3.5 years.
It's a serious game. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything with starting businesses, it can be real scary, and there's always going to be things that you come across that you're not used to. But by the time you get through them and you break through, you learn so much along the way, and you become so much more adept at what you're doing. So don't ever be afraid of starting something just because you think you don't know enough. Like what Lewis does, he had no backing in knowing how to run a unit, deal with all the bills, deal with all the legalities of running the business, the finances, the company setups. I knew none of that either when I was going through doing what I do now, and mine's varied all over the show. But at the moment, obviously now I'm starting a new clothing line, so that's a new company, but this has investors with it and proper. So this is like a little bit serious and scary for me, but also really exciting. Yeah. And they say that if it is truly exciting to you, it should scare you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So cool. Yeah. If it doesn't scare you,
it's not worth doing.
Yeah.
So there, that's a really good one. Yeah, hardest thing you've ever done. So I don't know, man. Hardest thing I've ever done. Maybe the hardest thing I did was.
Was it Sugar Babes? What?
Oh yeah, God! What was that noise? That was a duck laugh. Sorry, that was me trying not to laugh.
That's the third person in the podcast. We've got a duck on for today.
We've got Daffy Duck. This Sugar Babes. God, yeah, not a lot of people remember me or know that I've even been in that. Yeah, I was in the Sugar Babes video. Yeah, that wasn't the hardest thing I did. No, it was a long ass day. That wasn't the hardest thing.
I was joking.
But I was in my pants all day, and I was human furniture for the entire time. Also,
who sat on you?
Yeah. Well, they tried to make me a chair.
Yeah.
And I quickly managed to become a coffee table instead, which was way better because there was no one sitting on me.
Right. Did you get an awkward erection?
No. There were too many men in pants in the room for that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, because that has got to be a worry, hasn't it?
Yeah.
When they're sitting on you.
I'm going to have a Sugar Babe.
It's about.
I don't even know what they look like.
It's about as sexy as a fart when you're there.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah.
Some people like that. Some people like that.
Yeah,
You've got to account for it.
There's somebody for everything. Yeah, but no, yeah, it was all right. Hardest thing I think I did. Maybe it was quitting normal work to go full time doing social stuff like YouTube and Insta, because when I did that, I did it purely on commission base. So that's pretty scary because I was basically had to. What I worked is what I earned.
And there wasn't many people doing that back then. No. You were like so early in this social media game.
Yeah.
Like that, it's not like you could have looked at all these tons of other people to do it like now. Yeah. Back then, it must have been like, "Fuck, is this actually? Is this real? Can I make money doing this?
What are we doing? What are we selling? What this month? What content can we create to do these things?" But luckily, I fell on my feet with Gymshark.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a sick company to be with, and they have looked after me. Although for the first few years, I wasn't contracted because wasn't contracted.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I didn't because I was not aware of contracting and all this stuff because I'd never done anything like that before. I just assumed I shouldn't be, and then realized everyone around me was, and they were like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're not." So the moment when I got contracted after 3 years was my first real moment of. Oh,
comfort.
A little bit.
You can breathe.
Yeah, can breathe. So I think that was 3 years in.
Well, Gymshark they took off so quickly. I suppose they probably were it was all new to them. We look at Gymshark now, and there's hundreds of staff and multiple offices around the world.
I remember the conversation. They rang me up and went, "Lex, you don't have a contract with us." I was like, "Yeah, no." I literally had a handshake with, and that was it. And we were friends, so I just did it as friends. And because I've been there since the get go, I was like, "Yeah, no, why?" They were like. How is this? It just completely slipped through the cracks. Yeah. So it was really funny because I should probably have had that security earlier, but didn't. But maybe that that made me work hard through those first 3 years.
I was going to say having that pressure. Me, yeah. I think you're one of the people that performs well under pressure. Yeah. Some people I think a lot of people that have that are self-employed or go into business are the type of people that do thrive in high pressure situations.
Yeah, I think I do bounce. Back well from kind of trying something from not failing, but always it not going your way or something like that. I don't tend to sit and dwell on it. It's all well, that's done that. What the fuck do we do to move forward now? Do we try something the same, or do we do a different angle? Do we do that? So I'm very good at kind of doing that. And I think that's a very good mindset to have, but also that is because I'm also really bad at focusing for long periods of time and stuff. So I always say that people always how do you do this? How do you do that? You have to understand we all have good points and bad points. So I am really good at coming up with creative ideas and just coming up with stuff on the fly. I can talk, I can fill dead air, quite easily. I've been able to do that as a kid because I was not a bad kid. I was just cheeky. I get involved with stuff, so I always have to talk my way out of things. So I always was able to come up with things on the fly.
Yeah.
But I think also, you have to. So for every good bit I have in terms of that, I also have the attention span of. So that was it. Like, yeah, with sports and stuff, I always pick stuff up quite well. I'm quite adept at. You may want to go do something. I'm pretty much be capable of going and do it with you.
Yeah.
But then I have the attention span of a Cocker Spaniel. So we goods and bads.
Yeah, exactly. I think as well, like when people are looking at somebody who's already like succeeded, whatever that might be, it's easy just to think that they've got all their shit together and they're doing it all right. But you don't really see the struggles. And also, when on a surface level, when you're looking at like a business or a person, you literally know fuck all about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know whether they're about to go under. You don't know if they're about to, like, if they're depressed.
They're not going to show you.
No, of course they're not going to show you.
Rule. And also understand, like, when people burst onto the scene.
Yeah.
No
such
they
thing.
were doing something for nothing for about a few years prior.
They've been grinding for years without anyone noticing.
You just haven't seen them before.
Yeah.
Until they did that one thing. And they did 12 to 100 things prior to that before it worked. So, it's all cool. We only get better from failure.
Yeah.
If all you did was succeed, this is what happens when people have everything. Like, look at a load of the actors like Tom Cruise and Mel Gibson and that. They go a bit loopy, like, because there's nothing out of their reach anymore. So they tend to go off the rail because they need something that they can't control. And with Tom Cruise, it was Scientology. With Mel Gibson, it was telling coppers they had sugar tits.
Yeah. Perfectly reasonable response.
But both of those guys have both rebounded quite well now.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen? Did you watch over Christmas the Mel Gibson film? It's called Fat Man.
No, I've heard about it. It's a Christmas
wicked. It's a different take on Santa.
Yeah,
very, very cool. If you haven't watched it, even though it's not Christmas anymore, it would still be dope to watch it now because it's just honestly, it's Gibson back, gritty, and just how you want to see him. And he's done a few good like low budget films like that recently though.
There was one where he was like in a Mexican prison or something. I can't remember. That was quite good.
It's the first time you saw him after TRT.
Right.
Yeah, and he looks good, man.
Yeah.
And then Cruise, obviously now, I was just throwing himself into becoming more of a director and everything like that, and found his way, hasn't he? Absolute legend.
Yeah.
I'll watch anything with him in.
Yeah,
He's
mad, but brilliant.
Yeah, I just appreciate the sheer physical effort he puts into his films makes me want to go and see him.
Yeah,
and that last Mission Impossible, what is that, number 6?
Yeah, something. Like
how
that.
Is that possibly the best?
Yeah.
After 6 movies, how can that even be possible? Normally, they shouldn't be able to do that. But I honestly think that last one was the best of the bunch.
Generally speaking, a trilogy is as good as you're going to get, isn't it?
Yeah. Really excited to hear him, to see the new one. If you haven't heard the rant of him going off at somebody, because he's put in his own money to start producing, to keep the Mission Impossible production going for the new film, he put in all his own money to put in like anti-COVID precautions and all this stuff so that the filming could go ahead whilst abiding by all the rules. And there's a soundbite of him catching 2 guys not abiding by the rules, and he loses the plot, but in the best way, like berating them for like, do you understand how many jobs we're putting in effort here, how hard we're working, how Hollywood is fucked at the moment, and we are showing the way to be able to make a fucking movie in these times. And he just goes off and off, and you're like, yeah.
Channeling his inner Christian Bale.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
just having a full-on rant,
but with a nice reasoning behind it, like a genuine reasoning.
Yeah, he wasn't just kicking off at somebody for like fucking up the lighting.
Yeah, it was lighting for Bale, wasn't it? Yeah. To be fair, though,
I like Bale as
he's
well.
He's a very emotional dude, and he gets well involved.
I fucking love Bale.
For American Psycho, he got in the shape he was in for that movie because he thought that's what the character should look like, not because they asked him to.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah.
Fair play.
He's like, he is the king of body transformations.
Yeah. No one. £80 difference between Batman and Machinist, doesn't it?
Yeah. No one does body transformations better. Yeah. Like, it's unrecognisable, and his face as well. Like how much he can change. Like visually, if you look at him in something like American Psycho, where he's like super good looking.
Yeah.
And then The Machinist, obviously, like
I haven't
emaciated and terrible. But then he's done some other ones where he's big and he's heavy and he's like balding and stuff like that. And he's
the boxer one.
Yeah,
what's that called?
The fighter.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and he's like a meth addict, isn't he?
Yes.
Or some kind of
really, really, really good movie with Matt Damon.
Yes,
amazing. True story too.
Is it Matt Damon?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's Wahlberg, isn't it?
Oh, it is. You're right.
Mark Wahlberg.
Even better.
Yeah,
even better.
Good old Mark.
Watched something with him the other day. What did I watch? I love those little quick one-liners. When he's going, you'll bleed it. Oh, what is it? Oh, I can't remember. Sidetracked. Anyway, so that was the hardest things I think we've ever done. There you go.
That was 20 minutes on one question.
Yeah, really? Oh, damn
no,
it.
I don't think it was. I don't know.
It's hard for me to maintain good shape and also whiskey emoji. How do you time them both? I don't understand what that means.
So it's hard for them to maintain good shape and drink.
Okay, well, consistency in your training and diet. So there you go. Follow a macronutrient diet and keep your training consistent and only make small adjustments.
And I suppose as well, it's going to depend on what you're drinking. If you're knocking back point after point, that's going to be hard because it's calorific. If it's just...
How do you time them both? So he's talking about how do you time the alcohol with working out. Is it wrong to just admit right now that in my home gym, that I'm making the room into a gym, is the same room as my drinks cabinet? And I found that midway through a workout, just a little cheeky tipple of some pirate juice.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
helps me power through.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with it. Surely,
it's the psychologists everywhere screaming at the sound things right now, whatever they're listening on. Like, nothing wrong with it. Drinking better.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't recommend getting wasted, but like a sip or two.
I only did it because it was there, and I just thought, wonder what will happen.
Yeah,
and I just
loosen you up, make you feel good, make you feel warm.
You get super vascular.
Yeah, and very vascular.
It does
it's energy, isn't it? It's ethanol, pure ethanol. So
plus, I train late, so it's not like I'm doing it in the morning. So it's like night time.
You haven't got to deal with being drunk for your If you like training at 6 a.m. and then going to work after, maybe not.
Yeah, no, and I'm literally taking like you would one sip out of a full glass kind of thing. But yeah, no, it was just funny to do. But how do you time it? Oh, here's a real simple trick for you. If you want to drink alcohol on a weekend basis, if you want to go out with your mates and do all that jazz. 1, stay away from beer and alcohol pops because excess sugars are in there, loads of them, unless you want to macro them in which case you will have no carbs all day and it'll suck, so don't do that. Instead, have a diet mixer and a spirit. They are your best ones to go to. Alcohol is its own macronutrient. Once you put it in your body, it becomes a priority for breakdown. So the trick behind that is then eat all your food, finish your food up to a good few hours before you go out. So say about 2 hours before you go out, before you're going to start drinking, have finished your final, your second to last meal, because I've got a trick for you for afterwards. Then when you go out, you've got the alcohol in your system then, okay? Now if you're hungry afterwards, which most people are, don't go cheesy chips.
Kebab.
Yeah, don't do it. You know how good the cheesy chips are. The cheesy chips are amazing and they cost like £1.50. Don't do it. Get yourself a grilled chicken kebab. Okay? And this is your best bet. If you're going to go to takeaway, do this. Or if you can muster this willpower, just chicken on a salad.
You're making me want to.
I personally would come home and make like bacon and eggs and eat that. What you don't want is carbs, and really, you don't want fats as such. So I would do like the lean bacon or something like that with
turkey bacon
or turkey rashers with 1 egg yellow scrambled up in some load of egg whites, something like that. Basically what you'd want to do is just have lean meats after you've been drinking and you'll be sweet. And also there's a myth with the old testosterone levels as well after drinking. They do not plummet and stay down for freaking days and affect your gains. It's a load of tosh. It's been disproven 100 times over.
Also, like, as long as like it'll drop a little bit and it'll be within the normal range. Like, testosterone levels fluctuate throughout the day anyway. Don't fucking.
What it actually does is peak after a few hours of drinking, which is where everyone gets a bit rowdy in the clubs. And then about an hour later, they're like, sorry, bro, I love you, man. It's cheesy chips. Yeah, bro. That's because testosterone's peak and they start coming down. But within 12 hours, your testosterones are back to baseline.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. Like, so unless you're still drunk.
Yeah.
So, don't worry about it all. Just go out, have fun, just be sensible. Understand that alcohol pops have loads of sugar in them, beer has loads of sugar in them, and you're good.
I was going to say, one other thing is, if you're one of them people that struggles, if you're having a drink at home, if you're like, I'm just going to have one, and then you have that one and you're loose and you're like, oh, I'm going to have another one now.
Yeah.
Like, when you pour that first one, take the bottle and go and put it on top of your cabinet. Like, make it somewhere awkward to get to so it's not convenient, because
that's true.
You can still go and get it if you really fucking want it.
Yeah.
But
you're making a real conscious decision to do that.
Yeah, you're making a real conscious decision to do it. And while you're climbing on your cabinet, you might fall off and knock yourself out, and then you didn't drink. So that's also...
So, yeah, there you go. So there's the thing. So once you stop drinking... Stop eating 2 hours before you start drinking. Only leave meats after you do start drinking. If you're drinking at home, just bodily harm.
Yeah, just throw yourself off.
Throw yourself off your units. Just stop yourself in your tracks.
Yeah, just like a WWE like 5-star frog splash off the kitchen counter onto the floor.
Asterisk star. The CREWCast takes no responsibility for you throwing yourself off your own kitchen cabinets. Drink at your own risk. Okay, next one. What other YouTube channels do you watch? What other podcasts do you listen to? I listen to The Fighter and the Kid and Joe Rogan, and that's pretty much it. And then I'll Google people I want to listen to, who have appeared on other people, and then I'll go on a podcast that they're on that I maybe have not heard before. But pretty much Fighter and the Kid and Joe Rogan's the only ones I really listen to.
Yeah, Joe Rogan for me, and that's probably it. I don't actually listen to that many other podcasts. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. That's my main form of audio.
YouTube-wise, it annoys me. It never shows me anything of anything I'm subscribed to anymore. Nope. It's an absolute joke. So I tend to, again, only go on YouTube when I'm searching for something specific because it's very hard to keep on track of people. So I will go and search people I'm watching rather than I have to go and search them. So I'll end up down rabbit holes after doing that then.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not putting out much to what I actually follow. The one thing I consistently see is like this guy Derek from More Plates, More Dates.
Right.
See,
I used to watch one like chicken hot wings challenges and stuff. I used to one called Hot Wings ones, or something,
and
they do an interview
celebrities
whilst they're eating. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, Hot Ones was great. Used to really like that.
I did used to watch obviously I used to watch a lot of the guys. You know, like I used to watch like Christian, like Max.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of Max
watch too much of Pump Chasers. I did bits and bobs.
It was before. It was when it was. What was his name? Vince G.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and when what they called before that?
POG,
Physiques of Greatness.
Physiques of Greatness. Yeah.
So watched a lot of old Chris Jones filming it on his little potato sat on top of his fridge.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's filmed on his phone for 5 years. Didn't he?
And it's like he's only a short guy, and he put it on his phone to make him look like he was literally just a head on a pair of shoes. And Chris Jones.
No, I think I don't know if I've watched anything specific anymore. I think it's just a lot of search things or like catching up. Like I'll have a day where I'm like, God, I haven't seen anything from them for ages.
Yes.
Because YouTube's not showing it to me because it's a shitbag. And so then I'll go. And so, so if you are actually on YouTube and you don't know, if you do like people and you want to stay, following them, which does help everybody and everybody appreciates who is on YouTube, make sure you go to your notifications on there and double down on the notifications because you've got to do 3 things now. You've got 1, click on the notification. It drops down. Then you've got to choose notifications. Then you have to choose all notifications. Because if you just choose the bell, it's only notifies them sometimes, which is the most bizarre option on earth. That's basically YouTube going like, nah, we'll show you what we want to show you.
Yeah.
It's redundant.
It's just so heavily focused on the monetization.
Saturday Night Live all on my home screen, all this bollocks, or some viral video about a dog skateboarding into a gutting. Like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, or some random shit that's like someone's just re-uploaded from TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
We're not going to get on TikTok.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, support your creators, guys. Yeah, do that.
Do it.
Yeah, fuck that homepage. What else have we got here? Ever tried Wim Hof? No, I think that's a big subject. I haven't tried it. I do want to. I have heard that it can get uncomfortable, and so that's quite a reason for me wanting to try it, because I do have moments in life where I'll be doing some breathing stuff and or say I've bollocks myself on the bag, and there's moments where I feel like I can't get air in and I have to really focus on slowing down and really breathing in rather than doing that shallow top lung breathing. So I think I do want to do it.
I've done some Wim Hof stuff for a while. I've followed Wim Hof for years, but I've not actually had that much practical time experiencing it. I've done the cold showers, which I think are worse than the ice baths personally, because they have a progression where you'll get in your normal shower and then you'll turn it down for 15 seconds and then turn it up, and they phase you into this. And I was like, fuck that, I'm just going to go in an ice bath. And it's freezing cold, obviously. When you first get in, it takes your breath away. You've got to really consciously be take full breaths. You really have to focus on catching your breath, and then after 30 seconds you pretty much acclimatise to it, and you can
meditative.
And so the ice baths, that's something purely from so this is not one of the reasons I do it, so there's loads of stuff about your kind of how it can I don't even know I can't explain the science behind it. There's a lot that goes. There's a lot that goes into it. But because obviously athletes have ice baths, and one thing I have found is if I've got quite bad DOMs after the ice bath, I was doing this on a weekly basis, so every week when I'd restart my training block, I would have an ice bath as a full reset, because it reduces inflammation in the body. And I genuinely
Doesn't the ice baths promote a certain protein, a lot like heat protein release? Isn't there some similar thing for ice baths?
It's something to do with increasing the amount of brown fat as well, which is good fats in the body. Shifts the ratio to more brown fat.
We definitely all should be doing it more.
Yeah, but definitely I'm not a placebo-y person.
How did you do your ice bath?
I I just filled my bath with cold water.
Yeah.
Till about the halfway
And then
mark.
bought a load of pound bags of ice.
The pound bags of ice. I just used one bag. Left it. Yeah, just left it for like 10 minutes until most of the ice had melted into it, so it actually dropped the temperature.
I was going to say, would it not be a pain in the dick to have that amount of ice around? But if you're only using one bag at a time, that's not too bad.
Yeah, made it fucking cold. Yeah, made it fucking cold. Especially now when the water out the pipes is pretty cold anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
But there was definitely like a noticeable difference to my level of DOMs. But like I said,
so it helped your recovery.
Yeah, 100%. And but it does stop inflammation, which is not necessarily always a good thing because inflammation is an important part of hypertrophy.
Yeah.
So when you're training, it causes inflammation, which triggers the muscle protein synthesis and loads of other stuff. So actually, ice bathing too much and stopping inflammation too much will actually hurt your gains. So take that with a pinch of salt.
Careful. Yeah, that's true. Also, don't use ibuprofen if you've got something swelling up on the first day. Leave it 24 hours before using any anti-inflammatory drugs. There's a handy hint to add to your Medicare kit and your picture of me.
You should just have that ibuprofen stuck to your forehead.
Stick that on my forehead on the picture, yeah. Okay, next one. What two past and present people would you like to train with? For him, this is Brett versus Godzilla. What a random Instagram name. Brett versus Godzilla. Does that mean, Brett, that you think you're King Kong?
Technically,
or
now.
Mothra?
Well, I remember his Instagram because he's not a member, but he follows us on BCB, and he's been in, I'm sure, on day passes and stuff.
Was he wearing a giant pair of wings?
No, he wasn't.
No, disappointing.
But he had that Instagram name way before the Kong movie was like announced.
So who are you thinking? Why are you fighting Godzilla? What's your problem with Godzilla? He's the king of kings. He's the king of the beasties. He's the one that saves us all. Stop fighting him, Brett. Let him in.
Yeah.
Godzilla love. Jeez. I haven't answered the question. What two past and present people would you like to train with? I would go, I don't know if I would do Arnie because he's just bodybuilding. Like, I don't know. I've watched a lot of him. I think, maybe it'd be cool because the way he kind of puts that energy into the concentration of the muscle and the pump and all that. That'd be quite cool. So yeah, maybe. But I think someone more like, I'll go. I'm torn between Arnie and Stallone because of the difference in the training. I just think Stallone is so driven.
I would go Stallone. Personally.
Yeah, and then somebody like maybe Frank Zane or somebody, because I think he was really interesting. He still looked great.
Yeah,
at 70 plus. He's like that comparison picture that's floating around the web of him at like 72 versus him in his prime was just amazing,
insane.
So yeah,
I would say Stallone, and then like for present, I would go Ogus. Like
I've trained with Ogus.
It's all right for you.
Train with him, done it.
Me and Ogus are pals.
I was there, done it all the time.
Yeah, so I've never
spat on my bicep with him.
I've never met Ogus, and he was, I think I've said this before, but he was one of the things that got me into fitness.
Should get Matt back over to actually. I might message him and see if we can get him over.
100%. If he ever comes, get him down BCB, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It was indirectly because of Matt Ogus, like the gym wouldn't have potentially have happened because I got into fitness because of Matt.
I got into the YouTube because of Matt. All hail the Matt of
when he had
Ogus.
hair.
Yes, the long ass hair.
Yeah.
That he kept.
Quit being a little bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bish.
Ogus cake.
Ogus cake. Ugh. Yeah, that was good times.
Yeah.
That was a golden era.
I know, man.
Okay, can you give some advice for an obese person wanting to turn it around? Yeah, and I'm going to blast through this quickly and harshly. Number one, well done for asking the question. That's you reaching out.
Yeah, well done, man. That's
so,
brilliant.
Number one, hopefully you are owning it. You're like, right, fuck this. I'm where I don't want to be. That's a great start. Fucking great start. So understand, and this is going to sound harsh, where you're at is your doing. Okay? And it is, because you've eaten that way, whether it's bad habits or whatever's caused it to be your doing. But the best thing about that is, and this is that's the bare basics of it. That's without knowing your life story or anything like that. Just the biology of it. Assuming you don't have underactive thyroid, which even if you did, would be medicated anyway. So blah. Which also means it's totally in your control to undo it.
Yeah.
So 100%. You have the power. You've had the power to create it. You have the power to reverse it. And I'm going to give you three simple. Is one thing: go in your kitchen now, and anything that you can't like stop yourself eating, get it out of the house. Yeah. If it's not in the house, you will stop snacking on it. Yeah. Normal human beings will snack on shit they shouldn't snack on if it's in the house.
Yeah. Literally right now. If this person is listening now, like you take your phone with you, go into your kitchen now and throw some shit in the bin.
Get a black bin bag out and start going to your cupboard and putting that shit in a bin.
Yeah.
And then what you need to do is meal prep.
Yeah.
So you need to cook meals, not one at a time, but cook meals that you like in mass and split them down through the day into Tupperwares in your fridge. That way when you get hungry and you have that moment of like, I can't be arsed cooking, there's something there that is balanced for you to eat. Now, if you don't understand the balance of your food and things like that, Google is your friend. Just look up basic things. In fact, mate, message me. I will go through this with you. I'll explain proteins, carbs, and fats. Absolutely no problem. I'll break it down to you real simple. And there's an app you should download called MyFitnessPal.
Yes.
And all I want you to do for the first week is try and eat a little bit healthy and weigh what you eat and log it. Yes, that sounds like a chore. And it is a bit of a chore.
Walk as well. That's probably I don't know. Obviously,
well, that's the next step.
I was going to say I don't know what your exercise history is, but the
Let me finish the FitnessPal thing because it's a bit confusing. So with the MyFitnessPal, all I want you to do is log what you eat, and that means whether it's if it has barcode scanners on it and things like that. So if you're cooking like a full thing, you can just beep it and it'll log it automatically for you. If you're cooking something, you're going to need to weigh it when you put it in the bowl before you eat it, and then just log that weight of what you're eating. So then you log it in meat, the potato, and whatever. And that sounds like a bit of a chore, but listen, it's going to take fucking effort. There is no magic pill. There's no magic solution. These efforts are going to have to be put in place for it to take effect. And it's super lazy and easy to get out of shape because it takes no effort, no monitoring, no nothing. So it's going to seem like a big step and a big jump towards, oh God, this is an effort. And yes, mate, it's an effort. But trust me, it's still an effort for anybody trying to do anything, because no matter how big you are, how small you are, the same fucking rules apply. We are no different. We're just at different points on that journey and on that path. And that's what you need to know. You are no different to me. If I want to start losing weight, I have to do the same thing you're going to have to do. To me, though, I've just done it more times, so I know what to expect. That's the only difference. But we're on the same fucking path, buddy. You're just a little bit behind. That's it. That's all it is. You're not lost. You just got to catch up.
Yeah, it's not a complex process in terms of actually performing.
Make it simple.
You want it to be simple, but it's not instant, and I think that's the hardest thing. Is everyone wants instant gratification? They want to see results straight away.
It's tough, and you see these transformation things all the time. And it says 12 weeks this, 8 weeks that. Bollocks.
Yeah,
okay?
Most of it's
utter bollocks, mate. Most like when I dieted for competitions, I was already in shape before the competition. I would still diet for 20 weeks to get into that lean, crazy condition. Yeah. Like, it's just don't watch all that shit. Don't listen to that shit. If you can't do the MyFitnessPal and the weighing thing seems a bit overwhelming, get a plate. Only eat off that one plate and section your plate into meats, carbs, and whatever else is on that. Veg, I guess. And then just keep them proportionate over time, and then slowly little chip away at things.
Yeah, because I think most people have at least a general idea of what is healthy and what's not healthy. It might not be 100% accurate, but a book that I was reading actually spoke about this. It like massively simplifies the concept. It's like whenever you're going to do something, ask yourself, what would a healthy person do? And think about actually consciously think like, would a healthy person eat this bag of Doritos and dip? Answer's no. And I think everyone logically would identify that that's the correct answer. And then I'm going to sit on my PlayStation and play a game for the next 4 hours. What would a healthy person do? Probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably go and move a little bit. So go for a walk. That's kind of what I was going at before. It's don't worry about some crazy.
Play 2 hours on it and go for a half-hour walk.
Yeah, don't worry about some crazy exercise routine if you're not already adapted to training. Literally, if somebody's never been training, the best step is going for walks. Yeah. Start with something that's reasonable. Don't kill yourself. And then just incrementally make it a little bit longer and add another 100 steps to the walk, or another minute, or however you're tracking it. Yeah. And then just incrementally do more. And I know multiple people that have been morbidly obese that their first few steps to getting fit was just taking their steps. And
it's creating that mechanism
stones.
for activity, being active, which is something that's probably lost from their daily routine.
Yeah,
and especially now in lockdown, it's probably got even worse. And here's some good news for you as well. You don't have to eat chicken and broccoli, okay? That's bullshit as well. You do not need to starve yourself to get thin. In fact, the goal of getting thin, for everybody listening, is to eat as much as possible while still losing weight.
Yeah.
You need to fuel weight loss, and that means supporting your body and supporting the muscle mass that's there and making it chew up the fat stores. What a lot of people do is they'll starve themselves and they'll be like, yeah, but it makes me lose weight. Yeah, bro, muscle weight. Yeah. Muscle's easier to break down than fat, so your body will chew up muscle really quickly to get that glycogen that it needs.
Yeah, don't drop the calories too harsh too fast. You want to think about this as like you want to reduce your calories as little as possible to still be losing weight.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, all these techniques that you're going to be implementing, there's so much with like training, there's dietary tactics like fasting and actually calorie restriction.
Can we cover fasting quickly? Fasting is really good, but it is not magic. The only thing fasting does is make you eat within a certain time window, and when you eat within a certain time window, you tend to be more aware of your food and be more consistent in getting it in. Yep. You also finish eating at the same time every day, which means when you wake up in the morning, you're looking more consistent day to day, rather than other times when you used to finish eating later or earlier or different foods and stuff like that. So all fasting does is create a better routine for yourself, which often then generates results because you're more conscious of what you're doing. Plus, consistency in the mirror because you're starting and finishing eating at the same time, so you tend to wake up in the same state.
Yeah,
it's not magic.
That pretty much applies to all types of diets, like Atkins diet, keto, everything.
Yeah.
It's no fucking coincidence that there's a million variations of diets that all directly say that what the other ones are doing is completely wrong, yet they all seem to work for people. It's because they're all just forms of calorie restriction, because there's like a pyramid of nutrition, and the base is your energy input and output, your calories, and then the next one up is your macronutrients. So that's how your calories are divided between carbs, fats, and proteins. Then you probably look into like maybe meal timing and stuff like that would be the next one up. But if you haven't got like the biggest and most important part is just the calories, and then maybe your macros.
Start there. Just start with the basics. Yeah, but you need to know basically what are you eating a day. So start being fucking honest. Write down everything you eat during the day and work out what the fuck those calories are you're taking in. Don't lie to yourself. Yeah. Don't go, oh, I probably only had this. Log every biscuit, every crisp, everything that goes in your face. Yeah. Because you will be nibbling without knowing it.
Yeah. And if you still haven't gone into your kitchen, go fucking do it now.
Black
do
bag,
it now.
Bin it, get them out there. Keep all the good stuff. Keep your meats, keep your potatoes, keep the veg in there. And listen, you don't have to, as I said before, eat chicken and broccoli. It should be a balanced diet. You should have carbs, fats, protein, and you can still have treats on it. I dieted all the way down to competition level, stage level, eating ice cream, sausages, ketchup. They have a value. They have a nutritional value. And as long as that nutritional value fits in your allowance for the day and you're willing to give up those nutrients for that snack or whatever, then you can do it. Often you'll find though, like all the bad foods, what the problem with them is there you get a lot of calories for a small portion. Unlike whole foods, where for those same calories you'll get almost double the volume, so you end up being fuller and more satisfied. Whereas with the ones that give you, which are the treat foods, which are higher impact, you end up eating double the amount and twice the calories because you're still hungry.
Very low in micronutrients as well, which is like your vitamins and minerals. But
also something to be aware of: no amount of vitamins or anything like that make you lose weight. Talking real basics here, macros determine your lean body mass and fat indexes, don't they? Whereas your micronutrients, the vitamins and everything, dictate kind of the health of your skin, your hair, nail growth, hair growth.
It will help with your body's function, which inadvertently would help with weight loss.
Yes, but not directly.
No,
if you kept yourself the same and then sorted out all your micronutrients but didn't fuck with your diet, nothing would happen. You keep gaining weight.
Yeah.
So that's your main goal, main thing: calorie control. Calorie control.
Energy in versus.
And you already made that step, dude, by even messaging us. Yeah. That's your fucking point of turnaround. This is it. This is your fucking point. This is it. What other fucking reason do you have now than having that moment of realization where you're like, I'm fucking done with this?
Yeah.
Be that transformation picture that you've seen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Set yourself realistic timelines. So we're not talking 12 weeks, 12 fucking months, bro.
Yeah.
12 months and just keep fucking going. You never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
Good question. Wow, we got soapboxy there though, huh?
Yeah, but shit like that's important. That's like
I just think we live in a fucking culture where nobody is accountable for the fact like this has gone wrong. It's not that, and then they're told, and it's not even their fault. There's idiots on TV being given these fucking platforms to just spew bile and nonsense. That like, oh, it's not your fault. It's a disease. Really, really. I'm gonna get overweight and then walk into a cancer ward and announce to them I've got disease.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. Shut up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not. No, and the problem is that is given more voice than the health side of it, because the health side of it's a little bit more complicated and gets less clicks on news or all this stuff.
Because it can make people feel a little better emotionally, but is that what's actually
misery
good
loves
for them?
company, bro.
Is that what's good for them?
No.
Like realistically telling somebody the thing that might be a little bit harsher and the honest truth, and also but empowering them in the fact that. Yes, this is your doing, and yes, you have the ability to reverse that, and you have the ability to change. You don't have a disease that you need to, just feel sorry for because it's something external out of your control. Yeah. It's completely within your control.
100%. Absolutely in your control. Do not let anyone tell you any fucking different. Yeah. And the people telling you different, usually not in shape. Usually just hiding their own insecurity by spewing this nonsense because they want other people to rally around, be in the same situation, and be happy in it. Well, or make them feel better about being in it because other people are in it too. Misery loves fucking company.
Yeah.
Don't be in that company. Have we got something else we've got going on? Next one. No, I'm not that's boring. We'll do it quick. What will you train first when the gyms reopen? Everything. I'm just going to go in and play for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Everything.
It doesn't matter to me because I have my own gym, so.
Shake diet. Is it good? Nope.
Shake diet, as in
a
diet.
Some ones where you don't eat food and just have shakes.
Oh,
no,
God, it doesn't just fucking matter. It just means you ain't
not
got
even
to
go into it.
It's just being lazy.
Just fucking no. No, it's dumb.
Eat food. That's what it's for. Put it in your mouth.
And then we just got love from Norway from there as well.
Hello, Norway. Or just the one person from Norway.
Just one. That one.
The one guy in Norway.
Population number 1.
No, the one guy who sent the message. I assume it's a guy.
Rightio. I don't know. I've got mixed up as to where I am on the thing. Basically, we're being sent sweets. We've hopefully helped somebody like kick their own ass.
Yeah.
And Wim Hof is hard.
Yeah.
Drinking whilst training is okay. And if you don't want to drink at night, throw yourself off a kitchen unit.
Yeah.
I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah. And and there's naked photos floating around.
And there's naked photos of Mr. Lewis floating around from Isle of Man calendar shoot 10 years ago.
Yeah, thereabouts 10 years, maybe a bit less, I'm not sure.
210 to 212.
Yeah, somewhere around that. Lex, is there any naked photos of you floating around the internet?
Do you know what? I have.
There we go.
Right, okay.
This is what they all wanted to know.
So, there was a time where I was in between fighting and knowing what I was doing with my life.
So I got my dick in.
So I went up a mountain and I got broke back. Nearly made you spit that out then. So what happened was I did. I got offered to go and do like a men's health cover shoot, which I did, and it never got released because they said we were too unobtainable. Dude, I was like just lean. I wasn't even like that big. I was coming out of fighting. I was 73 kilos, 4 maybe at best.
Yeah.
And I did it alongside a guy called Nick, whose last name I can't remember, but he was in sick shape.
Yeah.
Good looking lad too. Fireman as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
God, why am I with this guy?
Yeah.
It's like, if we go to a bar, I'm getting new one. And he didn't get used for the same thing. He was too unobtainable. Ridiculous.
We have a member, Joe, Joe Czar, who was on Men's Health years ago as well on the cover.
Really?
Yeah, just randomly.
But they started putting people on there in t-shirts now because in Britain we don't like to be.
Don't want to see my nipples.
No. Literally, we don't want to be made to feel bad about our own bodies by looking at this muscle man on the front of a thing. Literally,
in a health magazine.
This is a real fucking thing. So they had to start putting people in t-shirts on the front covers because it sold better if they did that, which is just bullshit. Like, stand by your fucking brand, man.
Yeah.
Just keep powering out, and those maybe you don't want those dickheads to buy a magazine because maybe they ain't doing shit with it.
Like, am I able to say whatever the fuck I want about Men's Health?
Yeah. Oh, it's a bag of shit.
Yeah. I've been in my gym's been in Men's Health, but it is the same bollocks been recycled for the last 15 years.
Look at a Men's Health. If you've owned a Men's Health magazine in the past year, go find one from 6 months ago and then go into a supermarket now and look at the one they've got out now. It will be the same magazine. Mm-hmm. And it just the stuff in it is just nonsense as well. Like, it's just not right.
And most of it is funded by the supplement companies that they're telling you to buy the supplements for. So it's like, oh, buy this shit. And then next page, oh, miraculously, there's an advert for that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just
bad. And the fact that they started putting people on the front in t-shirts because they wanted to appeal to people that didn't work out is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, come on. In America, that doesn't happen. In America, the men's health in America is still jack dudes on the front looking good.
But they weren't always
devils.
stupid jacked.
No,
like,
they're never stupid jacked. That's what I mean.
They were.
They're like Ryan Reynolds.
Athletes and reasonable. Like people.
just lean.
Some people were even like higher body fat. What was the guy from the SAS thing? And
oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
and he was, and like, don't get me wrong, he's in good shape, but he's not shredded by any means. He's a fucking geezer. He's a bloke that like kills motherfuckers. So like, he doesn't need to have a six pack to be able to do that. It shows that you don't have to have a six pack to be healthy.
No, we were talking about this before. You don't even care.
No, I'm not fussed. I ain't got a six pack right now.
No,
like, I was wiggling my belly at Lex earlier.
Yeah, you were. You were doing the truffle shuffle.
The truffle shuffle, yeah. I'm bulking
shuffle.
at the moment. I'm like 91 kilos, which is like very heavy for me.
Yeah.
And I've barely got visible abs. Like they're pretty much.
For me, because I've had them for so long, from going from like fighting into lifting. Obviously, when you're fighting, you're always, just this all core.
You need to be
everything's there.
Well, you need to be
and
at the
always
lightest
down
weight for your
ready to go.
category,
Yeah. And then going into bodybuilding from that, obviously, again, it's very visual, very kind of obsessive in its way. So I've kind of been accustomed to always having them to quite a high level. So when they disappear even a little bit, I'm like, ooh.
But also, you've got to your part of your job is to look in good shape.
To be there,
like obviously, a lot of people bulk and cut and whatever else, but I don't have to go and post shirtless pictures of me on a regular basis, whereas you do. Well, you don't have to, but
I guess
you choose
not.
to.
But I do find like I am more motivated when my midsection looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more motivated to keep it looking good.
Yeah.
So when I get a bit heavier and I feel it, I also am a bit like, ugh.
Feel a bit lethargic.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's different for different people. There's some people, like, if you've got a genetic predisposition to be a little bit leaner, then I think some people can feel good while being lean year round. Yeah. Whereas, like, I've like bulked up a good few kilos. My body fat's probably like 18-19% maybe. I don't know. Obviously, percentages are a bit of a fucking. We're not going to get into that. No. I'm pulling a number out my arse. That was bollocks. So it's somewhere between 1% and 100%. Somewhere. Most
important things when you're trying to lose weight or get in shape are your visuals in the mirror and your measurements. Can we weight on the scale? Listen, you only should take 7-day averages. Day to day doesn't really fucking matter because you fluctuate so much depending on hydration and output and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's 7-day averages. 7-day average versus 7-day average. So get on the scale, log it, move the fuck on with your day. Yeah. And then take your average of the 7 days and then do that against the next one. That's how you do it. It's real easy. Up and down is all you care about. Like Lou and I are similar height. He weighs 10 kilos more than me, bro. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't think it to look at us. Like you wouldn't think we'd be much far off too much different weight. So everybody's so different. Everything's so different. So your weight is...
I'm dense. I weigh a lot more than I always look like I should weigh.
Yeah. So, yeah, which is a good thing, really.
I eat bricks, though, so that might have something to do with it.
Like a golden retriever just eating stones.
Yeah, it's good for my digestion.
You're a platypus. Yeah. You're the human platypus. Oh, dear.
That would be my wrestling name. The Platypus. And I'd flop out.
Oh, dear. Right, let's finish off. Let's keep blast. I quite like this question one. Let's do some more. Do you remember the cheese grater on your balls one that we did last week?
Yeah, Jay Davis.
That was rough. Cheers for that one, Jay. I've just seen that one again.
Did he ever clarify? Unlike
no, actually, I need to do that.
How far down the Jap side?
The question was, would you cheese grater your balls or knitting needle down the Jap side, which are both horrendous things if you're a male of the species. Yeah. If it was females, it would have to be probably a nipple grating.
Yeah.
Nipple grating and an equivalent. It'd be needle a little bit up the urethra.
Whoa, Jesus.
Whoa, that makes you cringe just even thinking
Jesus.
that. Yeah, there you go. Horrible.
Is that even possible?
Horrible, Jay. Horrible. Cheers for that. Good though. Those questions are quite funny. Like what would win between a tiger and a bear, but on sand, hot sand?
I would say.
I'm going bear still.
I was going to say I'd go for the bear.
Tigers are bigger than you think, though.
Okay, a tiger or a bear, but in shallow water around like 3-4 inches of shallow water, like a stream.
I'm going bear on that one because
more adapted to
we're just standing power.
Yeah.
Whereas the tiger's going to need to move and pounce more.
It's going to be slowed down by the water.
Yeah. I think so.
Unless the bear slipped on a salmon.
But that tiger gets on its back and slips on a salmon. the bear's banana skin.
If anyone, I fucking showed Lex this the other day. Go onto YouTube and look for bear hits himself in the balls.
Oh my god, it's the best thing you'll watch. It'll cheer your day up.
There's a bear like getting. It's got like it looks like a hose pipe or something like that, and he's like just this CCTV camera in the woods. And he's like scratching up this post, and he gets this hose pipe, and he's like biting this hose pipe, and then it pings off, swings over his shoulders, and hits him in the bollocks. And then he tries to run away, but his legs buckle.
His little legs just go out. But you can tell he doesn't understand. Like, animals feel pain differently to we do. So like he tries to run off, but the body's like, no, bro, we can't go anywhere right now. So his legs kind of just start wobbling uncontrollably behind him as he's trying to run, and then he just gives in and rolls onto his side.
Yeah, if you're watching it on YouTube, don't stop this video. Just open up another tab and just look for that bear video.
Just do it, bear hits balls, but you have to watch it over and over, and it gets funnier and funnier
because you got the audio. So put the sound on, and you'll hear the ting as the hose pipe swings around and hits him.
Oh, he's so funny. And there's a moment he lies on his side, and that's the moment the bear's like going, and then he tries to get up again, and there's a moment when he goes like, yeah, no, and then lies back down on his side. Also good to know you can kick a bear in the balls, though.
Yes, that's my takeaway from that. It's just like, if I get attacked by a bear, kicking in the bollocks. Unless you got a she-bear.
Oh, yeah. Buggered. She-bear's got you.
Punch it in the tits.
Cheese grated tit.
Cheese grated nipples.
We are full of wisdom.
Yep, there we go. Oh, so we may have saved someone's life there.
Yes, in one way or another.
Yeah.
We've definitely gone some fun roads on this episode. It's been a good one.
Yeah.
I'd love to point out, guys, we do not come into these episodes with any kind of plan.
No.
At all. We just talk.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should make plans.
Yeah, maybe.
A little bit. But we have covered some good stuff today with all the fat loss and things like that. Yeah. But they're going to rapidly run out. And well, let us know. Are these things interesting to you, or do they get kind of? Because to me, we talk about them so often, they're a little bit tedious.
Yeah.
But for most people, maybe you still haven't heard the stuff we're coming out with. Because I know a lot of people haven't. I know a lot of it is still voodoo to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. I think just because we talk about it a lot, we know it's old news to us, but it doesn't mean it is to other people. So yeah, be interesting to know what you guys think and whether the structure works as well. I actually had a Zoom meeting with another gym owner who owns the Watson Gym in Frome, who's about to start doing some podcasts with one of his friends, and he was like wanting to pick my brains about it, and I wanted to chat to him about some business stuff. Business, because I'm a businessman.
I didn't need that maths class.
And he was like, so when you go into the podcast, do you have any structure? Like, how do you plan it out? And I was just like,
looking for advice.
Yeah, it's just like we don't have any structure. We just turn up and waffle bollocks
we have a tea beforehand and then pour whiskey.
Yeah, I was like, we get the Q&A thing.
Before we do end, can you describe us? We actually didn't go through it. The only thing I can get, my palate is so non-refined yet. I get a sweetness when you first put it in to the mouth. That's what she said. So I get sweetness through the front, and then over the back I get a heat, but not an alcohol burn. It's like literally a heat. It warms my mouth. Yeah. And then there is a smoky taste to it.
It's not too smoky, though. It's
not overpowering. Not like that peat one we had the other week, where you could really taste it. It was like a real smouldery, smoky taste. This is just like a subtle burnt kind of flavour.
Yeah, I get like, it's almost, like greens, like, but as in like the veg. Like there's a very like earthy, greeny kind of like when you eat grass. Like when you.
I have a feeling we're not going to be picked up for our reviewing in depth.
Hey, Jack Daniels, if you're if you want someone to review,
are you missing the everyman's review of the Gentleman
Jack? It tastes like you're eating grass,
but good grass,
hot
the
grass,
kind, hot grass, sweet grass, smooth grass.
I don't think Jack Daniels will pick us up.
It is honestly,
somebody will.
If you pour it straight to the back of your throat, it does. There is a burn there, but if you if you go from the front of the tongue, then swallow it straight down, like quite quickly, no burn, really smooth. So you get like, for me, it's a sweetness at the front and then a heat over the back, and then it just tastes real smooth and nice going down. So honestly, yeah, I mean, that is a real drink though. You have to sip away on that one. You're not going through that quick.
I'm feeling that a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to kick it. It's 40% as well.
Yeah.
But for 40%, that's smooth.
No, very good.
So I would recommend it. If you like kind of those real You want to taste the cast of the wood it's stored in, and all that kind of jazz. That is a really nice starting point.
I'm putting that a good few points over the Viking one that we had, the real smoky one. Yeah,
because that was a little bit too peaty, wasn't it? Over time,
that was it. Yeah.
Nice for a glass. Mm-hmm. But the more you had, it was overwhelmingly smoky.
What we should do after maybe every 10 we do, we could rate them.
Yes.
We could go back through and we could rate them. Do you want to see that? Do you give a fuck? Do you give a shit?
Or do you just love our really, really weird reviews?
Yeah, so I don't care about the actual alcohol, but I just care about what the alcohol does to you when you start waffling.
So yeah, sweetness over the front, heat over the back, a little bit of spice and smoke as it goes, but no burn as it goes down if you let it just sit a second before swallowing. Mm-hmm. There's no way of saying any of that without it sounding like a sexual innuendo. No, so I'm going to go with it.
I don't know why it just came into my head. I was completely going off on a tangent, completely unrelated. But I just noticed you've got a lot of man jewellery, and I was like, I'm somebody who is no jewellery at all, no chains, no nothing.
We can finish this. 10 minutes we've got left. Well, actually, no, we've got 5. I've always had an adherence to jewellery, even since I was little. I used to nick my mum's, leave an awkward space,
underwear.
No, she used to have this silver crucifix that she used to have, and obviously it was for a woman, but as a kid it fit me quite long. Yeah, and I used to steal it all the time from her. I loved it.
Swagger.
Silver cross, and that was all I wanted. Half the time was a silver chain. Yeah, loved them. Always loved them. And now I have a lot of these that I picked them up. People, where do you get that from? It's either from a random custom made dude who I've hooked up with somehow or other. Yeah, in a non-sexual way. It depends how good the jewelry is.
What have I got to do to get this ring? Which ring?
Yeah. Or traveling. Yeah. And I've found I'll go to markets and stuff like that and find these independent sellers on there. I got a really cool one from Australia when I had to stay there with Nathan. And it just said it was a pinky ring. It was really thin with a flattened circle, sterling silver, and then kind of hammered into the face of the circle, really not straight, just really rustically done. It just said, "I am enough." Yeah. It was a really cool little thing, and I fucking lost it when I went down to Bristol to film some stuff. I left a little pocket on the side of my bag open where I put all my jewelry, and I think it fell out. Damn. And then either never got found or somebody found it and was like, that's cool, and kept it. Yeah. So I hope whoever found it still appreciates it, even if you do have it. I've passed on that little thing.
Yeah, and they are enough now.
And hopefully they're enough.
But you're not.
Yeah, I did love it.
You're not anymore.
I live in the knowledge that I'm depressed every day as a result, but no, it's sad. So I always hope when I lose something that somebody found it and has made use of it. Yeah. That it's not just got stepped on and binned.
Yeah.
So but I've always worn, I've always adhered to it.
Would I benefit from some man jewelry?
It depends how comfortable you feel wearing it. So for me,
chubby little sausage fingers look good with a ring?
Here's the thing, right? If you've wanted to wear jewelry and you thought, I can't because somebody or someone else will make fun of me, fuck them. Yeah. Put it on and wear it with confidence. The only time people don't take the piss is when you rock up with confidence. Yeah. Because listen, I wear loads of shit that no other people would wear. Well, few other people would wear. Around most normal circles outside of Instagram fashion shoots and all that jazz. Yeah. And all that jazz, that's my fucking theme tune, isn't it? I say it all the time. I need to stop saying it.
You need to just have a little fucking jazz skit that you edit over that.
Yeah. But yeah, confidence is the key, mate. If you put something on and feel uncomfortable, you project that feeling when you walk into a room, and people are gonna make a comment. But you walk in loving what you're wearing and feeling good in it, people are only going to compliment you on it. I rarely get anything I get a lot of people going, I couldn't wear that, but it looks good on you.
Yeah. I'm like, I said that about that mustard top.
The mustard thing. I'm like, but it only looks good on me because I put it on with confidence. Yeah. That mustard top, I wouldn't have worn that normally, but I just thought, you know what, that's going to go with those trousers. And so even if I don't like it now, I bet it works. And I put it on, fucking works. I love it now. And now I really like it. Whereas I wouldn't have thought to wear that before because you have an instant thing of maybe that colour won't work. Fuck it, try it. If you don't like it, then you've tried, haven't you, at least? But yeah, I don't give a shit. But I mean, I think you do exude either discomfort or comfort in what you wear. Yeah. So if you want to wear it, fucking just own it.
I used to wear little bits when I was younger, like a chain and stuff like that when I was a chav.
Yeah. That stuff's come back in though, man, now. Yeah. You know, like sovereign rings and stuff? Yeah. They're that cool now. Yeah. In a what's the word?
Retro chav.
Yeah, it is. But what's it? It's when you do something not ironically a little bit, I guess. Yeah.
So meta.
Yeah, I look at it now, but because it's done with people who are kind of uber fashionable.
Yeah.
You know that they're not going to nick your car when you leave it. It's a different human wearing it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's somebody wearing it with confidence in a different way, and it makes it cool.
Yeah, no, I guess
So
it's a fair point, isn't it? You wear something with confidence, and that kind of that actually does more than the clothes themselves.
Yes. Yeah. The clothes doth not make the man.
No.
Yeah,
the man that doth make us.
I think that's all then. Well, that's a good one to finish on. Well done. So we're going to go and enjoy the rest of Gentleman Jack. You've only got through yours. I've only got through mine. They were ridiculous home pours. I'd like to point out the ice cube had half melted because of our faffing prior trying to fix the microphones.
Yep.
We've probably had about a good 3 or 4. Was that a 3? I'd say it was a 3-shooter. That pour. That was a 3-shooter because I was expecting a glug and it just poured like a tap.
Yeah. Keep pouring.
Yeah. So lessons of the day. You are in control of you. Wear shit with confidence. Take accountability. If you're drinking too much, put stuff up high so that you fall down and hurt yourself.
Yep.
And Jack Daniels Gentleman pours like a tap, not like a keg. Gluggy keg.
And we've both got nudes floating around.
Oh, and there's both nudes floating around, of which I didn't go into stories. We'll save my nudie story for the next episode. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Toodle pip.